Hi there. Converting data into powerful data stories or presentation is a very important skill. And let me show you on how you can do that. And I'll be using some data which is related to movies. And then I'm also going to use an AI agent as well as PowerPoint to make this happen. So let's jump into this. So here I have some data which is related to movies, and this data has got the name of the movie, the cast, the country, as well as it has got some other information about the release date, as well as it has also got the information about the genre as well as the description of the movie. So let us first ask a question to the agent such that what is the data about? So this will help the agent understand the data. So here it has come out with a response and it has correctly identified the content of the data. Now let us ask a question such that I would like to make a PowerPoint presentation about this data set. Can you propose me insights? So it's going to analyze the data and it is going to come out with some proposals. So you can see that the proposals are pretty interesting. It has proposed something around the content mix. It has also proposed something around production over time. This is very interesting, as well as there is also a proposal on the genre popularity. So all these insights are very interesting. So let us take one of the insights and double click on that. So let us take the one on the production start dates. Right? So we can ask a question that what is the production over time? And here it is given a line plot which is indicating number of films which were released on a particular date. So this is pretty interesting. In addition, it has also given some key insights from this line plot. So we can ask that what could be a compelling title of a slide if we have to use these insights. So after a while, it is proposing some interesting titles, and I think all are very interesting proposals. But I also see that there is also an insight on the spikes in the month of May and June and July. So I think it would be interesting to take this as an insight and ask the agent to create a title based on this particular insight. All right, so it has proposed something around major content drops, but still I'm not happy with this title. I think there could be something which could be relevant for, let's say, May or July. And as these are kind of summer months, right, I think it would be good to ask the agent if it can propose something which has got the word summer in it. Okay, so these are some good ideas. I really like the first one, the summer surge in new releases. I think that's an interesting one. So let's take that and let's create a PowerPoint slide with our first slide now. And the title of the slide could be Summer Surge in New Releases. Let us also now copy paste our line plot visualization. And we can paste it in our PowerPoint slide. And we can take the insights which were given, and then we can also copy paste it in the PowerPoint slide. Now let's see what other insights could be obtained, and let's go with this genre popularity, which is about which are the different type of films which are popular. So we can take the insights such as bar chart of different types of genre, and we can directly ask a question to make this bar chart based on the number of titles per genre. All right, so now we have the bar chart, and as you can see that the top number of films are around documentaries, followed by comedy, and then followed up by stand-up comedy. So this is pretty interesting. So let's copy paste this bar graph also into our PowerPoint slide. We can create a new slide and then just paste our visualization into it. Let's also just take the titles of the insight which was generated and also kind of copy paste it into the slide. Okay, so now let's go to the next question, and we can say that what could be the slide title for the slide we just have created. And let's ask for a compelling slide title. So it is going to analyze all the insights which were generated by the bar chart, and it has proposed some very interesting recommendations for the title slides. And we can take this one. I like it, the genre breakdown. But I think this would be more about why. So we also have to give the reason. So let's not go for that one. Let us go for the first one, which is just about indication on that documentaries and comedies are leading the pack. So we can take that one and paste it in the title of the slide. Now let's go for the next slide, which is all around the geographical footprint. And we can try to see on what countries are producing most of the films. All right, so we have our response, and the agent has suggested that the United States is leading with total number of films, which is pretty interesting. And we can also try to make a visualization which shows this heat map of country versus the release date or release year, and we can make the color of the heat map which is corresponding to the total number of films. Awesome. So this heat map is pretty interesting. As you can see that United States, United Kingdom, India are the top film producers, which is pretty interesting. And once again, the analysis of the heat map also indicates that the United States is consistently showing a high output, the dark band, which is indicated in the heat map. So this is pretty interesting. It has also identified the visual, interpreted it, and given a description about this particular heat map. So we can take that, we can put the title as the global release heat map. I like this title. And we can also now also take some additional insights, and we can copy paste the heat map, the nice looking heat map, from the agent to the slide. So we can take all the text also and also put it back in the slide as descriptions. All right, so let's now go to the next insight. Till now we have been pretty strong. Our slides are coming out to be quite good. But let us now kind of go for some advanced insights such as clustering. So here we can take the proposal of the agent to do clustering based on the different genre of the films, as well as runtime and the rating. And let's also ask for, let's say, 10 clusters. All right, so we have our films which have been clustered. As you can see that a cluster number has also been assigned to the data. In addition, we have all the interpretation of all the 10 clusters. So we have the cluster 0, which is like drama, romance, international movies, as well as we have some other clusters. So we can directly put that in a slide, and we can put the cluster 0 description as it was given by the agent, as well as all the other cluster information. We can take the top 3 clusters. We do not have to take all the clusters, but we can take the top 3 clusters, which is corresponding to drama, romance, comedy, children, as well as documentaries. Now let's also ask the agent to make a title based on the cluster 0, cluster 1, and cluster 2. And we can say that what could be a good slide title. All right, so I see some nice proposals, and I think I like this one. The drama after learning is our top 3 clusters. I think that's pretty interesting. It kind of summarizes on what kind of movies we are producing, or let's say the data set is producing. Now we can also go one step further. We can also do some text clustering based on the description of the movies. And once again, we can make some 10 clusters over here. So here we have the results of the clusters based on the description of the movies, which is pretty interesting, because the descriptions are very long, very written in natural language. So it is very powerful to have this text clustering based on these descriptions. And we can see that cluster 0 is documentary, cluster 1 is related to family, friends, and cluster 2 is related to love and romance and women films. Now let us take the title also. It has also proposed a title like Reading Between the Lines. And this is a very interesting title. So we can take that one and put it as the title of the slide. And let's just take some cluster 0, cluster 1, cluster 2. As well as we can also try to produce a 2D plot, which is showing the visual formation of the clusters. So let's paste our description, as well as let's also paste the clusters. All right, so the slides are now ready. We have a very interesting presentation, and let us go through it. So we can try to give it a title such as Movie Data Story, which is a very interesting title of a presentation. And let us go through this presentation as if we are presenting it. So we can start by presenting the title. We can talk about that there is a summer surge in new releases, which is mostly occurring in the month of May, June, and July. Then we can say that most of the movies are related to documentaries and comedies. They are leading the pack. And then we can also talk about the strong international presence, which is a nice segue to the different countries which are producing. We can talk about India, United States, and UK, which are the top producing movie countries. And then we can also talk about the clustering of different movies based on the type of genre. We can talk about different types of cluster which are shown here. And then we can also talk about the clustering, which is based on just on the movie description. In addition, we can also show a visualization which kind of indicates the formation of clusters. And here we see the clusters based on movie description. All right, so we went from data to a data story in a presentation way, just using an AI agent, which has helped us quite a lot to make all this data into a very compelling presentation.